Hey guys, welcome to the Daily Devo. My name is Alex, and today we're talking about tempting temptation. We all get tempted in our life. Tempted to cut corners, gossip, eat that donut, whatever. Temptation walks with us wherever we go, and it's around each corner. Where temptation is unavoidable, we oftentimes have a tendency to tempt temptation. Did I just blow your mind with that statement? The temptation of temptation is a deep cut, yet so pivotal in our lives. The book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 28, says it like this: Can a man walk on hot coals without his feet getting scorched? The writer of the proverb is asking a rhetorical question, proving a point in this poem. You'll get burned if you walk on hot coals. Yes, of course. But like any metaphorical literature in Psalms, Proverbs, and others, the writer is alluding to something bigger. In this case, temptation, namely adultery. But the concept goes far beyond adultery. We humans love to tempt temptation. We love to experience life on the edge and see how close we can get without falling off. And that is just the very issue, isn't it? The very issue that the writer of this proverb is alluding to for us. That maybe with temptation, we're asking the wrong question. Instead of asking, how close can I get before I fall off? Or how close can I tempt temptation? We could ask, what damage might I cause walking this line? After all, in the proverb, it asks, can a man walk on hot coals without getting scorched? Meaning, when we dabble with temptation, our feet get burned or we get hurt. Now, one thing you might be thinking, how can you avoid getting burned? Let me tell you about a friend of mine. He's an alcoholic, and it took him years of AA meetings, therapy, and friendship for him to come to grips with his own reality. Temptation is a real thing. For those in AA, they get this. My friend relapsed numerous times, and each time he was picked back up, cared for, loved on, and he eventually started his journey of sobriety again. Well, one thing he was taught through AA was that he ought not to go to bars, and in some cases, he ought not even drive by the bar he used to regularly attend. This is what it means to not tempt temptation. Maybe it means we ought to take the long way home. Maybe it means we should stay in instead of having that night out. Maybe it means deleting Instagram for a week. This is reminiscent of what Adam and Eve were told by God in the garden in Genesis, that they can eat from any tree, all the good food, wherever, whenever. Yet God said, do not eat from this one tree, meaning maybe it's good for our souls to hear no. And for us to exercise our no, it will grow us, challenge us, and ultimately make us more holy. Adam and Eve were so fixated on the one thing they couldn't have that they forgot what they could have. Let's lift our heads off the fire under our feet to the good things God has already given us. Let his goodness lead us off the coals as we discover that God's goodness really is the best way to beat temptation.